Back on the farm at Simla, Colorado during the summer months, Glenn took up road work in a big way.
The athletic career of Glenn Morris started in Simla, a tiny farm town east of Colorado Springs, much to his father's chagrin.
I've heard comments that his dad wanted him to be out hoeing beans, but he was out throwing the shot put and doing things like that, and his dad was frustrated by that.
Morris Ververs is the former principal at Simla High School and something of a Glenn Morris historian. His father-in-law was Glenn's cousin.
He was an outstanding basketball player, football player, anything that he did in athletics. He was pretty outstanding for the 4 years that he went to high school here in Simla.
Morris was such an athlete that he attracted attention from Harry Hughes, a fellow RMAC Hall of Famer who was the football and track and field coach at Colorado Agricultural College in Fort Collins, which is now Colorado State. In 1932, Morris was the RMAC champion in the 220 hurdles as the Aggies won the conference team championship. He would repeat as the RMAC champ in 1933 and 34 in the 220. Morris competed in the high jump, long jump, and javelin. Decathlon was not a conference sport at that time. On the football field, Morris was all RMAC as an end in 1933. In fact, he was selected to play in the East-West Shrine game that season. After graduating, Morris stayed in Fort Collins as an assistant coach for Hughes, who was instrumental in getting him into the Olympic trials.
Harry told Glenn, go to Manhattan, Kansas and try out for the 36 Olympics. And so Glenn, I guess, kind of took a fancy to the idea, did a little training, and then he went to Manhattan, Kansas and broke the world's record in the decathlon.
Here was his big opportunity to qualify for the Olympic finals.
The legend of Glenn Morris was starting to grow. From there, he was on to Berlin for the 1936 Olympics, where he once again broke his own world record in the event, on his way to winning a gold medal.
And so Glenn Morris of Simla, Colorado was acclaimed the world's greatest decathlon champion.
He was now an international superstar. Upon arriving back in the United States, Morris was given a ticker tape parade in New York City. Back in Colorado, the party continued.
Governor Ed Johnson was the governor at that time, and he, and I've got the proclamation, I've got a copy of it somewhere. He proclaimed Glenn Morris Day, and they had no school. Schools were let out, and there was a parade down Broadway in Denver.
Soon, Hollywood came calling. Morris was given the role of Tarzan in the movie Tarzan's Revenge. He was then signed by the Detroit Lions, where he played 4 games before an injury ended his career. With the start of World War II, Morris once again represented the United States.
He joined the Navy and was an officer in the Navy, and they landed on an island in the Pacific. They were under fire, and it was very, very traumatic.
After returning home, Morris lived the rest of his life out of the spotlight. He died in California in 1974 at the age of 61. But his legacy still lives on.
Small town boy that had a lot of ability, both physical and mental and motivational attributes that became the world's greatest athlete. And that's pretty darn incredible that you can grow up hoeing beans and go from there to the world's greatest athlete.
Glenn Morris, RMAC Hall of Fame, class of 2015.